Yes.
OK, number one, this must not be a party political issue. We cannot afford, we the people, cannot afford for this to become a tennis ball that's bounced back and forth over the House of Commons, for someone to score a few political points, kind of throw a bit of culture wars at it. You go, oh, they would say that, those lefty liberals. We must not do that because it's too important, this is. It's too important. The basis that any immigration policy must be constructed on is whether it's legal, whether it's effective and workable, and whether it is value for money for us, the taxpayers. And the bottom line is, the way, whatever happens, whatever your position in terms of whether we ought to, on a moral basis, be exporting asylum seekers to be processed in a third country, put that to one side for a minute. The way the government has acted over the past 24, 48 hours has not been effective, workable, or definitely not value for money. Within our own courts, so the courts in our land, the High Court has determined that there does need to be a judicial review to determine whether this is actually a legal policy. And the government have said very clearly, well, hang on a minute, guys, if it turns out to not be legal, so it is entirely possible that judges in the UK, in a UK court, will go, actually, this is not legal, you cannot do this.
I need to come in a minute.
Then they will send people back from Rwanda. They'll reverse those decisions, including this kind of this stand-up case of this Iraqi guy who may or may not have been tortured. He's known as KN in the legal papers. So, and all the other people. They initially the government planned to put 130 people on that Boeing jet to send it to Rwanda last night. Then they were down to 7, then they were down to 6, then they were down to 1, and then it was down to 0. At what point did they go, hang on a minute, guys, we're spending £500,000 to make this point? This shouldn't be about posturing. This shouldn't be about some kind of gung-ho, we're going to do it regardless. It has to be about value for money. If the High Court are going to say in 3 weeks' time it's not legal, why don't we just wait?
You've said value for money a couple of times. This is bigger than value for money.
It needs to be part of the
reason it is a political football is because we have a government that came into power with an 80-seat majority. The majority of people in this country who voted, we gave a manifesto, we put that out. We turned around and we said, people are very concerned about the illegal migration into this country, and particularly the issues with the Channel, people coming on lorries who are being suffocated, etc. And we have tried our best to get sort of political, I would say, others from political parties to come on board. Every time Priti Patel has tried anything, they never agree. I have no idea, to be fair, what the policies are to how we deal with this issue from any other opposition party. I have no idea at all. And in terms of value, we are currently on illegal immigrants. We're not talking about people from Syria, and we're not talking about people from Ukraine or people from Hong Kong. We're talking about 75% of people who are coming into this country are young men between the ages of 18 and 34. We are spending £5 million a day on hotels. And at the end of that, we have no idea what some of them, they walk out of the hotel as well. We don't know what to do. So,
but you utterly misunderstand the idea.
If I may say,
go on.
We have to. Well, I didn't interrupt you particularly, but we have to find a solution. We have found a solution whereby Rwanda is a safe country. Denmark has sent asylum seekers and various refugees there, and so has the United Nations. So for the opposition to turn around now and start basically saying Rwanda's this third world terrible country and the poor people that go there are going to be treated appallingly, that is not the case.